Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice, Simple Steps for Showing Up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host. I am grateful to be with you today. Have you ever watched these videos? Did you know I'm on YouTube? I'm not just on audio platform. I'm also on YouTube. You might get a different perspective from watching the videos. I have not yet dove down, whatever the word is. Dove down the rabbit hole on the new Apple Podcasts videos, because now I can upload the videos. No clue how to do that. And I use an other RSS feed to do all this audio stuff. Yeah, got to figure that out. But until then, YouTube it is. If you want to watch me do these videos, you can see my face and my hand gestures and my interactions and all the things that I got going on. It's not a whole lot, but it is pretty sweet. I want to talk about a virtue today, right? Virtues. All these things we have in life, some virtues are resourceful. Some may seem resourceful. We think they're resourceful, but they're really not. Sometimes patience is a virtue. Sometimes patience can make you be lethargic and not actually take action on things in life. See what I'm saying? Patience is a virtue from The Mummy. You ever seen the movie? Patience is a virtue. Not right now, it isn't. That's what I was thinking. A little side tangent there. That was a squirrel moment, if you didn't catch that. Virtue. When we take care of others, put our family first, put our friends first, put strangers first, when we put other people first in front of our life, that's virtuous, right? It's virtuous to put everybody else first. We see this in life all the time. This is so common. It's virtuous. It's of high character. It's of high worth. It's self-sacrifice. It's selfless to put other people first before yourself. And it's of high caliber net worth. I challenge that. I was sitting there with my wife. This was quite some time ago, back in like February range. And I was pondering, which I do daily. I ponder for an hour or more a day. I just sit and think what I'm doing, what I can do to move forward. How can I move the needle forward with our business? How can I help our employees? How can I help our neighbors, my family, all these things? My physique, my fitness, my nutrition, my health. I ponder about all this kind of stuff every single day. And it's a dedicated pondering time. I'm just sitting in my office chair thinking, which is arguably some of the hardest work that I actually do on my day to day. And as I was pondering about how much self-sabotage occurs in the name of this virtue, putting other people first, taking care of everybody else. A really, really good example is fitness. I get up at 4:45. It's soon to be more like 4:30 or 4 o'clock because our gym just got the dopest sauna on planet Earth. I went there today. It was amazing. And I'm going to be installing that in the morning. So instead of taking longer in the mornings because we have an actual cutoff to get our boys to school, I'm getting up earlier. But I always get my fitness in the mornings. And there's been plenty of times where we get up, or I get up, and one of our kids gets up at the same time. I can either stay home and miss my fitness routine, or I can still hold my routine, hold my habits, hold my standard, hold my self-commitment. And my wife has to get up and take care of our kids because I'm either gone or I'm physically leaving out the door. You can say, oh, she needs to sleep longer. She's still postpartum. Our kids need help. She needs help. Let her sleep. Miss the gym. Virtuous, right? The world would say that it is. Let's extrapolate that through the day. My mind does not function very well if I don't go to the gym. I'm a little snappier. I'm not as happy. I'm not as efficient. I'm not as sharp. I'm not as on the ball if I don't get my habits and routines in, especially the fitness one. I've been in the fitness game now 23 years. Needless to say, it's a very, very strong habit with my mind and my body. If I don't do that, I am unable to show up as my best self for my family. Which one is more serving? Letting my wife sleep a little longer, which may or may not actually happen because when the kids are yelling or screaming or crying or talking really loud, she struggles to sleep. Or being snappy, crabby, not as sharp, more dull, cloudy, bleh, bleh, the rest of the day. And not being my ultimate best self to serve my family throughout the day. I pondered about this and said, how much sabotage have I installed in my life in the name of serving others? How much have I answered the call to help somebody move, to help a neighbor with whatever it is, landscaping, moving rocks? It's usually moving things. I get asked to move a lot of things. And I used to be the guy that always said yes. Always. It was just always yes, despite what I was giving up. So this yes to this thing was a very aggressive no to something else. Generally my family. How much am I losing by saying yes to this thing and no to that? Because for every yes you give, there's a no somewhere else. Always. This is equal opposition in this world. That is a law. Equal opposition. Spiritual law, but it's still a law. There will be a no to every yes. But what is the no to? And is it something of more importance than the yes or not? I would argue that many times we use yes because we are unwilling to face the no to that person, but we're willing to face the no to somebody else. We can say no to our family, to our kids, to our spouse pretty easily, but it's really difficult for a neighbor. Why is that? Egoic in nature? Maybe. Maybe you want to appear, your appearance, to be higher to your neighbors, but your family is fine because whatever, they're your family. You need to be selfish in order to be selfless. You need to take care of yourself first so you can show up as your best. I've said it time and time and time and time again on this podcast that it's my fitness, my family, and my faith, all ones. But if I had to choose one, my fitness is the top. My health, my nutrition, those things are the top because that's what allows me to be sharp. That's what allows me to show up as my best for my family, for my God, for my neighbors, for myself. How often are you installing other things before you in the name of virtue? How often are you trying to appear as this high self person, virtuous, of good report, good standing to others, but all you're really doing is just pushing off the inevitable for other stuff? You could say, I didn't make it to the gym today because I was helping take care of my kids. But what if that was your excuse every day and you're a slob because you don't take care of your fitness? Interesting that fitness, nutrition, health is a depreciating asset. You can be the fittest human on the planet, but if you don't maintain it, you could die from diabetes or being overweight or a heart attack or stroke from not taking care of yourself. How many fitness competitors? I was thinking about an old coworker that I had today. She got into bikini, which is a bodybuilding class for women, by the way. She got into bikini competitions and she got really fit. She's kind of an extremist. She went a little too far. Pushed it a little too far. And once she finished that phase of life, which lasted about a year and a half, I saw a video of her on a commercial, actually, and she probably had gained 100 pounds. She looked so terrible. It's kind of the kind of weight that you're like, oh my gosh, like what happened in your world? You went from very active, very fit, to wow. But I just said that she takes things to the extreme. She goes a little bit overboard. She went a little overboard in the bikini, and she went a little overboard in the not bikini. Where are you taking care of yourself on a continual basis? Every day. This is not take care of yourself all day and then leave everybody else in the dust with nothing for anybody else. This is take care of yourself first and then take care of everybody else next. That, I believe, is of high virtue, of high caliber, of high report. Showing up as your best is the thing that I'm referring to. But you must take care of yourself first before you can do that. You must be able to run around. We just finished this last Saturday was our last flag football for a 4-year-old and lacrosse for our 6-year-old. That's been our Saturday for the last 2.5 months. I was the head coach for the flag football, and I was the assistant coach for lacrosse. Most dads were unable to do it or unwilling to help coach. I was the only coach for flag football. I had one dad that said, I can help you, let me do it. And he came out to the field once. Said, cool, come on out, come help me. I'd absolutely love the help. This is herding cats. Little 4 and 5-year-olds playing flag football. One game out of like 9 or 8 or whatever it is, did he come out. All the rest of them, he sat on the sidelines. Most of the dads unable to run around with these kids because they're not fit enough. Sad but true. They just sat on the sidelines because it would have winded them bad to run around with these 4 and 5-year-olds. One of my goals with my coach, I have a strength and conditioning coach. He also does my health and nutrition. He also does my programming. He also does my supplementation. He does all of my stuff with health and fitness. And he said, what do you want out of this, out of me as your trainer, as your coach, as all the stuff for your health and the person at the helm of your health and fitness and directing this path? What do you want? I said, I want to be the dad that can show up to every game and people look and say, holy crap, that's the flag football coach. Holy crap. That is a dad that is keeping up with 3, 4, and 5-year-olds at their pace, at their energy. And then I don't just leave that sport. I go to the next sport and do it again. And the next sport and do it again. I want to be the dad that's rolling on the ground, to be my kid's jungle gym. I want to be the dad that's in the backfield running wind sprints, running laps with my kids, showing them, not just telling them, how to do the drills, how to do the runs, how to properly execute things physically. That's how I want to show up. I want to be in my 50s and keep up with my kids when they're teenagers. But that starts when you're in your 30s. That starts when you're in your 20s. It doesn't just magically show up when you're in your 50s. That is decades stacked. One needle move, 1% at a time. Are you doing those needle moves? Are you taking care of yourself first? Are you showing up as your best self? Are you getting to the gym? Are you moving your body? Are you eating properly? Every once in a while, you can eat like a douchebag. I ate like a douchebag last night. Kind of regretted it, beat myself up a little bit more than I should have, but it was awesome. My body kind of rejected it. It was pretty mad. But how much are you withholding? There's been plenty of family dinners, plenty of parties. My own son's birthday party, I didn't eat any cake or eat any pizza. My own kids' birthdays, I didn't do any of that. Following my standard. And I had to laugh to my coach on my follow-up email to give emails every week that I had to laugh to myself because I take this health and this health and nutrition thing more serious than most competitors. But I'm not training for a stage, I'm training for life. Where are you at with your fitness and your nutrition and taking care of your mind? Are you reading books? Are you studying? Are you learning something every day? Are you growing every day? Are you reading scripture every day? Are you praying every day? Are you moving the needle in the spiritual, the emotional, the mental, the physical? Are you moving all the needles every day, even just a little bit? Or are you slacking? Because that slacking will compound, but that building will compound too. Which action are you taking? That's what I have for you. That's what I wanted to talk about. Share this episode with your friends or family. Anybody that you feel would benefit from it. It is the only way this show grows. Find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.